What is up, family? So the past couple weeks I've been feeling a little off. I'm not gonna lie. Not in a bad way, but not really in a good way either. So during one of my meditation sessions, I asked, why do I feel like this? Like, what is causing me to feel this way? And it turns out I need to be more fearless. I need to eliminate fear. But how do I eliminate fear? Right now, that's a question that most people really never learn the answer to, and the answer is very clear. Right? First of all, you don't want to eliminate all fear. Right? Fear can be a very good thing. Fear can caution you to take it easy. Right? Like, don't just jump off that bridge if it's shallow. Right? Fear is a healthy thing, and we want to understand that fear is caused by ignorance. That is the primary reason. Right? You'll find people wanting to get into business for themselves. They're at a job they don't like. They've got a dream that they want to execute, but they're afraid, right? They're afraid to step out and actually do it. We find people who want to invest and have the money, but they're afraid, right? So they stay away from it. Fear is a terrible thing in that respect. So I want you to look at that drawing, right? That drawing represents you. The big circle represents your mind. The top part of it where there's a choice, that's your conscious mind. You've got all kinds of mental faculties, right? You've got the ability to think anything you want. And the bottom half of the big circle is your subconscious mind. It has no ability to choose. It has no ability to think. It will accept whatever you give to it. And it's what you give to it that's going to determine what happens to the little circle there, because that's your body. So the way we act, the way the body moves is an expression of what's going on in the mind. And generally, it's an expression of what's going on in the subconscious mind, the lower part. Now, ignorance has a polar opposite. It's called knowledge. Ignorance is not knowing. Knowledge is knowing that knowledge is information. Some people live in ignorance all their life. Others don't. Solomon said, in all you're getting, get understanding. So look at this. There's a power that flows into our mind and it never stops flowing. It flows to and through us. You can actually take a photo of the energy leaving your body. And that may sound ridiculous, but there was a Russian man by the name of Semyon Kurlian way back in 1934 who perfected a form of photography that would photograph the energy leaving a person's body. Now, it's really photographing mass, but he could photograph the energy, and if you changed the images in your mind, you altered the vibration that the body was in. And the color of that energy would change and the density of it depending on concentration. So let's look at this drawing. Now, the top part, we say you can think anything you want. Your subconscious mind is programmed. That's where a paradigm is. A paradigm is a multitude of information. That's a program in your subconscious mind. It's habits. A multitude of habits that control our behavior to an enormous degree. Now, the conscious mind, the thinking mind, can take over control, but the problem is it rarely does. Okay, most people are controlled by their paradigm. This explains why some brilliant people that have all kinds of knowledge don't have results that indicate that they don't know much at all. Because they're broke, they can't find work, and yet the truth is they're brilliant. But that's another subject for another call. So the conscious mind, remember I said you have the ability to choose. So what do most people do when they see a situation that they don't really understand? They start to worry about it. If I'm going to have enough money, am I able to do this? Worry and doubt are both psychic diseases. It's a gross waste of energy that we talked about that flows into your consciousness. We take that and we make whatever we want with it. But what do? We doubt and worry. Why do we do that? Because we're letting the outside world control our thinking. And that's an error. Now, when you build an idea and if it's negative and you impress it upon the subconscious mind, that sets up a vibration called fear. That's what people want to eliminate. Now, really think about what happened to you. There's a power flowing into your consciousness. You had a choice of what you want to build with it. And when you build a negative idea like doubt and worry, then you got emotionally involved with the negative idea because the subconscious mind is also your emotional mind. Now, whatever is impressed must be expressed, and it expresses itself in the physical body as anxiety. Now, that's when most people go get some Valium or something like that, right? They drug themselves. They don't understand the cause of anxiety, and most people don't talk about their anxiety. They don't show it very well. You know what they do? They suppress it. They bottle it up inside, and no good can come from that. In fact, a lot of bad can come from that because the suppression that's impressed and bottled up inside turns into something we call depression. That's the cause of depression. It starts with doubt and worry. The worry turns into fear, and fear is expressed in anxiety. We suppress the anxiety, and it turns into depression. The depression eventually will cause your body to break down. That's what's called disease. That disease turns into disintegration. Our problem is we don't understand ourselves. We don't understand how the mind works in the relationship of the minds of the body and the outside world. Now, can you change this? Absolutely, you can change it. Faith based on understanding is the key to freedom. Blind faith, first time you turn it on, the faith is gone. Faith and fear are two interesting things. They both demand you to believe in something you cannot see. So let's take this a little further. Here we are. Remember, power is flowing into our consciousness, and we have the ability to think anything we want. The paradigm, that's the subconscious, has no ability to reject. It'll just take anything. It does not have a choice. So the opposite of doubt and worry, see the two symbols? They represent the law of opposite or law of polarity. Negative, positive, up, down, hot, cold, in and out. Everything has an opposite. Now, the opposite of doubt and worry is understanding. Solomon said that a long time ago. He said, in all you're getting, get understanding. There's only one way to develop understanding. There is no other way. And that's through studying. Okay? If you do not study, you're not going to understand. And when we start to understand ourselves, our world changes. So when we go from understanding and we impress it, that's where faith comes in. Faith is the ability to see the invisible, to believe in the incredible, and that will allow us to receive what the masses called impossible. We have to understand how this power that's flowing to and through us moves into form. How do we get results? That is very important. That's what my videos teach. You watch these videos, you'll see it and really start to understand it. That's what you need. You need understanding. There's all kinds of forms of study. We get just study a book, but a book doesn't do it sometimes. You need somebody to explain things to you. Faith manifests not in anxiety, like its polar opposite fear. It manifests in well-being. Remember I said fear was suppressed. Well, well-being is expressed. You see a person with a quick step, smile on their face, good handshake. They've got things going in the right direction. Why? Because they understand. Now they're faced with the same situation. It isn't the situation that depresses people. It isn't the situation that scares people. It isn't the situation that causes people to live in fear or anxiety. It's a lack of understanding of the situation. Bad situation is also a good one. If it's real bad, it's real good. There's your law of opposites again. Now the expression picks up speed. Where I said before it turns into depression, expression turns into acceleration. And why? I'll tell you why. Because we're at ease. There's no tenseness and the energy is flowing freely. We're creative beings and that's how you create. And the at ease causes creation, whereas polar opposite causes disintegration. That's the way to live. And you can live that way. So you have a choice. You can go that way or you go that way. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to live in fear and anxiety and disease? Or do you want to go that way? I know which way I'm going, and I hope you do too. I appreciate you guys hopping on the call. I'll be doing this next Monday at 7 p.m. I'll see you guys there. Peace.